In the last session, we just saw how to create an expressions. Now we look at how we create page block and command buttons. How to create a page blocks, how to create a command buttons, how to create a command links. So the components what we are going to learn for the day. Apex page block, command button, page block buttons, done. So let us look at these components. First we are going to start with page block. So what is a page block and how we are going to use it? Look at the properties. What is the purpose of page block? This will create block on the page. This will create block on the page. We can create number of page blocks on the same page. Then, what are the attributes we have and how we are going to use? Look at the first one. Let us start with the first one. Apex title, I created a page block. In between the page block I wrote some data. Apex page block have a preview. It is creating a block on the page, where whatever I wrote in between the page block is the body of the page block. Page block is creating a block on the page. Now, for the same page block, I was giving title equal to page block, where I gave title equal to student. So what is the difference you are finding? There is no title, there is no footer. But here we have a title, student. It is printed on the header, left corner of the header. Title will be displayed on the left corner of the page block. The next one I am taking page block. Then I have help title, need help URL / apex / help title, help URL. What we are getting here? In the right corner we are finding need help. In the right corner you are finding what? Need help. When I click on this, what is the page that should open? When I click on this, what is the page that should open? That is given as help URL. Help title. Title will be on the left corner. Help title is on the right corner. When I click on the help title, what is the page that should be opened? That page URL is given as help URL. When I click on the help title, what is the page that should be opened is given as help URL. So we have help title and we have help URL. Then DAR, RTL, DAR, RTL, direction of the data. In this case, look at this. How is the direction? This is the direction. So, student, now see, this is not coming to the left hand side. Need help, okay, because the block is going to be closed till here only. Okay, fine. See, direction. How the data should be displayed? Right to left. DAR, RTL, LTR. Direction, RTL, LTR. Then, rendered. Should I display that block or not? Rendered. Should I display that block or not? Next time when I copy it should be. Rendered. Should I display that block or not? After this, I give. For your understanding, I will make it as employee so that we know that it's not getting displayed. Rendered. Employee block. Are you able to see the employee block here? No. So what happened? Rendered equal to false. Don't display. Tab style. Tab style. Now look at this. Every object will have its own style. Accounts. We are getting this blue color here, right? Contacts. Opportunities. For opportunity tab, whatever the style you gave, for opportunity tab, for opportunity object, okay, for opportunity tab, whatever the style you gave, apply the same style here. Tab style opportunity. For this block, give me the same style of your opportunity. Look at this. Whatever the style we are getting for opportunity, the same style is applied for the block. So what was this? Page block with body, page block with the title, page block with the help title, help URL, page block with the help title, help URL, title, direction, page block with the rendered. We'll make it here again. Page block with the rendered, page block with the rendered, page block with the tab style, page block with the tab style. The next one we had. Now, this is the page block. What is the color we are getting here? Gray color, right? What is the color we are getting here? Gray color. Now go to any one of the record. It is also a page block. But are you getting the background color? No, right? We are not getting the background color. So it is called as mode equal to main detail. Like a detailed page. In the detailed page, we don't get a background color and borders. In the detailed page, we don't get the background color or box. So that's called mode equal to main detail. So here I have, look at the point. Mode equal to main detail. What was the background color here? There is no background, right? All these we got background. Last one there is no background. Last one there is no background. We got it as white. Okay. I hope everyone is good with this properties here. right, Amma? So let us quickly look into the properties once again. What we have, apex. When I say apex page block, this will create block on the page. This will create a block on the page. Now, this will create a block on the page. Here what we have, direction, help title, help URL, ID we can take it. It's not required. Mode, you can say detail page, main detail, edit. We'll come back to the point. Okay, what are the other modes? All these are what? Events. On click, on mouse, all these are what? Events. Then we have rendered, tab style, right? Rendered, tab style, title. Are you getting my point here? Right? Okay. Let us go to the point here. Let us cover one by one. First one, title. What type of value is this? This value will be displayed on the left corner of the page block. On the left corner of the page block. The next we had help title. So basically it's a link. Basically it's a string, but it will be displayed like a, it is a string, but it's displayed like a link. It is a string, but it's displayed like a link. What was this? This will be displayed as HOver link on the right corner of the head. When someone clicks on the link, help link, corresponding page, help document. Then we had next help URL. What is the help URL? This is the URL of the page which should be opened when we click on help title. This page whose URL is defined then. Next we had DAR. DAR stands for what? This will specify direction in which content should be displayed. What are the possible values we have? LTR, left to right, RTL, right to left. Right. By default, what is the value? Default value is then we have next one, title, help you on, direction. Then we had this boolean. When set as true, page block, content of the page block will be displayed. Set as false, page block will be hidden. Then what is the default value we had? Default value is 2. Next we had rendered direction, we have tab style. What is that? When you say tab style, whose property should be applied here? Whose property should be applied here? When you say tab style, the name of the S object. Okay, whose style should be applied on the Visual Force page? Registering. This will specify the name of the object. Whose tab style should be applied? Applied on the. Then we had last one, mode. When I say mode, the page has to open in which format? When I say mode, the page has to open in which mode? The page has to open in which mode? Now what was this? Detail, main detail, edit, inline edit. Okay, these are the 4 formats here. Right now we have used only main detail. Now the point here is, when you say, look at the point. Are you getting the lines here? Right? If you want these lines, we say it as detail. Without like the lines, background color white, main detail. Okay, background color white. Okay, background color. Now we want the same, but I don't want the lines. Edit. Without lines, without these lines, I want the white. Okay, it's called edit. Edit means now there are no lines. Without lines, you want the elements. Then it is what? It is what? Edit. Okay, it's edit. Now this is what? Detail. This is what? Detail. Now what was this? Main detail. Are you getting my point? Without lines, edit. Without lines, edit. Without lines, background white color, main detail. With lines, detail. Then we have one more, inline edit. Inline means this is like this, where I should have option 2. This is what is called inline edit. We are able to modify the field by clicking on it, right? Inline edit. These are the possible. We will understand this when you go to input components. Right now, just it's only critical point. Right. Now, detail means display to the user with colored lines, like how we are getting. Then once again, main detail means okay, user with the color lines and a white background. Now it is gray background. Now main detail means the same with the white background. Now when you say edit, no lines. Okay, inline edit, it is in the detail mode, but it is same like this. But when you click on the field, it is get into edit mode. When you click on the field, It gets into edit mode. Now look at the point. Once again I'm giving. This is what? Detail. This is detail. Same one with background color white. Meditate. Now look at the difference here. Here it is not same as this gray. Look at this. What are we getting here? Background color gray. Here the background color white. Now same page with the background white, meditate. Okay. Fields separated by lines. Elements in the page block separated by lines. Elements in the page block is separated by lines. Fields separated by data displayed to the user with color lines. With the color lines, data will be separated by lines. Data separated by lines with the background color white, meditate. Data separated without lines, edit. Data separated with the lines. Okay, but when you click on the field, you can modify, inline, edit. I hope you got my point. So basically, what was this? This value specifies lines are drawn to separate in the fields right now. Because we are not taking any fields, you don't find any difference. Okay, but when you go to the down the line, we'll be seeing the details here. Main detail. So the with white background color. I am making one more time clear. You cannot see these differences right now. Then edit. What is edit? Not draw any lines. Line edit. Color lines. And we can click on the field, modify the date. So this is how we got the page block. So till here everybody is good, right? Now ID is common. Every time you find the ID will be a common figure. Okay. So title, help URL, direction, rendered, tab style, more. Is that was clear for everyone? Okay. Now look at this example, everyone. Now, design this page. When you click on the page, it should open page help. When you click on this, it should open. Now, we are assuming that the pages are already there. We are assuming that those 2 pages are already there. We are assuming that 2 pages are already there and we are giving it. Design this page. Design this page, boss. Everyone make an attempt of designing this. If you are sitting and watching, you will not understand. Right? You have to make an attempt of writing. So first, always the page block section should be the first element in the page. Always the page block section should be the first element in the page. Always the page block section should be the first element in the page. After the page block section, we have to take page block. Page block section followed by page block. Page block section followed by page block. Sorry, not page block section, section header. Right, boss? It is not page block section, it is section header. Section header should be the first element. So what you have done in this case, first one apex, section header, title, subtitle, title, subtitle. Then we have apex, title, subtitle and help. If you run this, preview, title, subtitle, help for the page. Title, subtitle, help for the page. The next we have apex, page block, title, help title, help URL, so why I was closing in the same line? I'm not going to put anything in the body here. So I was opening and closing in the similar. But here I want to put some data in the body. So open the component, close the component. What is the purpose of that VR? Break the line. Go to the next one. So I got a page block, title, subtitle, help for the page, page block, title, help title, help URL, and we got student last name, first name, and I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Right. So let me move on to the next concept here. I hope everyone is good with this. Let us move on to the next one. Next component is page block buttons. Now, how do you create buttons? How to include those buttons on the page block? How to create a buttons? How to include those buttons on the page block? Here the first point is. What do you mean by a page block buttons? Now, we had everyone is good with this example, right? Now we had a page block links. Now, this space. Generally, we use this space for what? Right. Like this is divided. Basically, it is what? Title. It is a title. This area is called page block. This area is called page block buttons area. Now the block header is divided into two sections, title and page block buttons. Now when you say direction, RTL, this is coming this side, the title will go to right side, page block buttons will come to left hand side. Then in that case what will happen? This will come this side. That is how the buttons are coming on the, okay. When you say this, whatever the buttons are displayed here, they are displayed here now. Are you getting my point? So the header is divided into two parts. One is page block buttons, another one is title. Whatever I write in the page block buttons, that will be displayed in the header part. Title is coming on the left. Whatever I write in the page block buttons, that will be on right. Whatever I write in the page block buttons, that will be on right side. I hope are you getting my point? So header divided into two areas, title, page block, buttons. Okay. Now let us take an example here. Now it says page block button, but I can print whatever I want. Look at the point. Fx, page block, title. Apex, page block, buttons. I'm giving last name. NBSP. NBSP means one space. One character space. P is a character, A is a character, one character space. Then again. Just understand what I done. In the page block, I have taken page block. In the page block button, I wrote first name and last name. Have a preview. What is happening here? Last name. So whatever I write on the page block buttons, that is getting displayed on the header and footer. Now, it need not be a button. It can be anything. Anything that we write in the page block buttons will be displayed on the header and footer. Now, if I say direction equal to RTL, what happens here? Okay, then what happens here? If I say direction equal to RTL, if I say direction equal to RTL, now this is the part when I say RTL, this area will come on the left hand side. Right. This area will go to the, am I right? So, right, this will be coming here. So, how the data will be displayed? First name, this is how the data will come. Are you getting my point? Right. Now, let us see, when you say, now the point is, I don't want buttons, okay, I don't want it to be displayed on the header and the footer. I want this to be displayed only on, header, not on the footer. So what I'm doing, buttons, location equal to, when I said location equal to top, it only displays on the top. Then I told direction. Now, are you giving the direction of a page block or direction of a page block buttons? Only page block buttons direction. Page block direction, total element will change. Now, I am giving only page block button direction. So, RTL. So, what happened? Elements in the page block buttons will be replaced to right. Only the elements. This is left, this is right. Now, you want complete thing to be on right hand side. What I can do? We say this direction equal to that content in the page block we are putting in the RTL. It is not page block buttons element. The complete page block should be on right to left. So look at this. Look at this. Right, boss? Are you getting my point? Now complete content. So page block buttons will be on right hand side. Data in the page block is also on right hand side. You want complete page block to be on right hand side, or you want only page block buttons elements to be on the right hand side. Now we got here page block button. When I say direction equal to RTL, whatever I write in this one, this content I am saying, this content will be left hand side or this content will be, no, you want to say complete page block, apply the direction for page block. When you apply the direction for page block buttons, only the elements in the page block buttons will be moved to right to left. If you want complete page block to be moved to left, okay, right to left, apply on the page block. So what are the properties we have seen for page block buttons? Look at the point, direction. Okay. So we have two properties, direction and location. If we say location, top, bottom. Direction, RTL, LTL. I hope you're good. Am I clear? So what is this page block buttons? Page block buttons is a child of page block. Whatever we define on the page block buttons will be displayed on header and footer of the page block. We can specify the direction in which those elements can be displayed and the location in which they can be displayed. Are you clear about this? On the header, left part is title, right side part is 30% is title area, 70% is page block buttons area. I hope you are good. So let me give you this example. Once you follow this, I will merge up next concept and build an example. Page block buttons. What was this? This is a child component of whatever the body of the page block buttons will be displayed on the header and footer of the page block. Chain elements of the page block buttons will be displayed on the header and footer of the page block. Attributes. There are only two attributes here. What is the first one? We specify the location where the body of the page block button what are the possible values we have? Top, bottom and all. What is the default value we got here? In both directions. Default value is both directions. We can specify top, we can specify bottom, and default value is both. If you don't mention anything, by default is what? Location. What are the possible locations here? Header, footer, and what we have? Both. Okay. Some language. Both header, footer. Both header and footer. So let us give here. So let us go back to this bottom. Default value is what is the next attribute we have? This will specify the direction. We can in which body of the page block buttons will be displayed. Now, possible values are RTL. What is the default value? If you want to apply any CSS, you can do it. If you want to apply any CSS, we can also do the CSS. Right now, we have not done that. We can specify our own CSS. We can specify our own CSS for the page block buttons. The background color, font, this type of things we can do it. Okay. I hope this is clear for everyone. So we have page block buttons. whatever we are giving the page block buttons, that is coming on the header part. Okay. Now the name says page block buttons, but to convey that it's not only buttons, anything we can print on the header and the footer. I have taken a text messages. But basically, what we do, we will try to print text messages. Generally, what we try to do, we'll try to print combination of buttons and other elements. Now, the name itself says it's a buttons. Look at the page block. If you open a page block, what are you getting here? Save, cancel. What was this? Save, cancel. It is a page block where the buttons are on header and footer. Now, it is a page block where the buttons are on the header. It is a page block where the buttons are on header. Are you getting my point? So generally, page block will have buttons. Look at this. Page block where we have buttons here. Here we have. So other than buttons also we have the data. Okay, there is a reason I told we can print anything in the page block buttons. General format is buttons. Okay. Now the point is, how do you create a button? How do you create a button? You have seen a page block button, it's okay. But how do you create a button here? Now, if you want to create a button, we have a command called apex. The first point we need to see, anything that require user interaction. Any element which require user interaction. Any element which require user interaction. Now button, who will click on the button? User has to click. Now I have a page like this. Who has to select this? User. Who has to click on this? User. Who has to click on the link? User. Who has to enter the data? User. So all these things require user interaction. Anything that require user interaction, any element which require user interaction, any element which require user interaction should be in apex form. Any element, okay, any element which require user interaction should be in apex form. Any element which require user interaction should be in apex form. Again I repeat, any element which require user interaction should be in apex form, right? So we have taken apex form, right? So in the apex form I am giving apex command button. First let us see one by one step. Command button, preview. Now we are going for a preview. Button is created here. What is created here? Button is created. Command button. Button is created. The next one I am taking. Command button. Command button. Label equal to, sorry, it's a lighting, we call it as label. Right. So we give value. Value equal to. So whatever you are giving as a value, that is printed on the button as a label. When you create a button, I should know what button is this. So the label that should be printed on the button is given as value. Then I told disabled. Button is displayed, but it is in the disabled mode. So the button is displayed, but it is in the disabled mode. Button is displayed, but it is in disabled mode. Button is displayed, but it is in the disabled mode. You are able to see. Button is displayed, but it is in the disabled mode. Rendered. Don't display the button itself. Now show me the button in disabled mode. But here is, but whereas here Don't show me the button itself. Disabled. Show me in disabled mode. Okay, rendered equal to false. Don't show me. So no label, label, disabled, rendered. Try to look at this point. Re-render. Re-render FM. What is that FM? Whose ID is FM? Form ID is FM. Now what is the meaning of re-render? Let us see. When you click on this button, see that the page is, entire page is loading. When you click on refresh, is it loading? Why? It is saying don't load entire page. When you click on the button, it will go to server. When you click on the button, go to server and run the logic, reload the entire page. Entire page will be reloaded. I am saying, boss, most of the content in the page is same. Only few elements are changing. When only few elements are changing, why are you loading the entire page? You got a cricket for website, right? Cricket for website. A lot of stuff will be there on the page. Now, what you want? The bowler score and batsman score will change. Rest of the page is fixed, no. When you open a click info, right? Otherwise, you open a Amazon website. Okay, only latest updates will be changing. Rest of the page is fixed. When I am clicking on it, why are you loading entire page? Because lot of images are there in the page. Only reload the element which is changing. Don't reload entire page. Only reload the element which is changing. So I told what? Re-render. When you say re-render, FM, reload only the element whose ID is FM. So which is reloaded? Not the page. Form is reloaded. Did you get my point? Here we are not reloading. We are not reloading the entire page. We are reloading form. Don't reload entire page. Reload only form. Don't reload entire page. Reload only form. What is that form? Re-render FM means reload the element whose ID is FM. Reload the element whose ID is FM. I hope you are good. People have got it. Command. Then I told action. When I click on the button, what should I perform? When I click on the button, I ask you, take you to that particular page. Take me to that particular page. Take me to that particular page. Now, when I click on the button, where should I go? That's called action. Generally, action can be a method from Apex class or a URL. Now, I have not done any Apex programming in the VF page, so I am only using URL. Action can be a method or URL. When I click on the button, what is the action you want to perform? Command button. Value. My style. Style class. Then applying your own style. You want to apply your own background color. Apply your own style. Apply your own style. So these are the quickly used properties. What are they? Label, disabled. So what we have? Value, disabled, rendered, re-render, action, stack. These are the quickly used functionalities of button, Apex command button. So there are a lot of scripting events on click on okay that we'll see when you go to the scripting format. So command button. In the command buttons, what are the properties that we have seen? First one, value, disabled, value, disabled, reticule. Now we specified, it's not applied here. Okay, customized. Now look at the properties what we have. So let us see what are the properties that we had here. Value, 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 the label which is printed there. Right. Then we have title. What is this title? Now look at the point. Look at the point here. I'll just finish off the point also. I gave something called title. What was the title? When you keep a cursor on the point, when you put a cursor here, are you getting any message there? But when you keep a cursor here, you're getting a point there, cursor point. What is that? Cursor tip, some message. When you keep a mouse cursor tip on the button, the message that should be displayed in the small pop-up is called title. Look at this. I'm not getting any message here. Right? This is the title. The next we had a time mode. This will not be used here now. This, okay. We don't use all this right now. Okay. Fine. Let us go to the quick properties here. Apex command button. I'll write the notes. Meanwhile, people can do this example. Shield off. This will create button. Type. What is the first one? This will be displayed on the button as a label. Now, disable. If it is set as button will be if it is set as false, So what is the default value? Default value is false. Then next we have rendered. Rendered boolean. If it is now I have title. When we keep on this label will be displayed on the pop-up window. And what are the other things we have? Action. When you say action, I told you the action can be a link or the action can be a link or action. When we click on the link, what is the action that should be performed? Possible actions are methods from URL of the page. This is how we are given. And what is the last property we have? If you want to define so what we have, value, disabled, rendered, title, action, style. The last point is very important point. When we click on the button, entire page will if you don't want entire page to be reloaded, then you can specify the ID of the element which should be reloaded. Basically, when you click on the button, entire page will reload. I don't want entire page to be reloaded. I want a particular element to be reloaded. Then you can specify ID of that element which should be reloaded. I hope you got my story. Clear? Right? Everyone is good with this? Okay. Now let us take the combination of all the things. Now whatever you have done, let us take a combination of all of this. What is the combination here? Look at the point. Whatever you have done for the day, let's take a combination. This is what I write. Now, what was that? Section header, form. Section header should be always first element, followed by form. Why form? We are taking a buttons. We are taking a button, so it should be a form. So in the form we have page block. In the page block we have title, help URL. Then we have page block buttons, location, bottom, body of the page. Now make an attempt of reading this. Now all the topics are included in this exam. Make an attempt of reading this, everyone. The first element should be section header. Then you have to go for form. Create this example, everyone. You can also make parallel attempt of writing it. What is the first I have taken? Apex, section header, title, A block title equal to. I told if URL so I had a section header, I had a form, in the form I have it. Then I'm going with page block location. Then I was giving two buttons here, command button value equal to then I was giving last name. Last name, first name, phone and email. Look at the content clearly. Now when I click on the button, only the page block should refresh. So what should I do? ID equal to. When I click on the cancel, only the page block should refresh. So what should I give? Re-render. When I say re-render PP, what will happen? Only page block will reload, not entire page. Only page block will reload when I click on cancel button. So we have a section header. In the section header we had a form. After section header form, in the form we had a page block. In the page block we had a page block buttons and the body of the page block. Let us run the page and see. This is how I have created. Right, boss? So student, new student, help for the page block, need help, okay, help. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? So these are the properties what we have seen for the day. Now one quick point we missed out here. Everyone is good? Right, boss?
Sir, one question.
Yes.
So the button save and cancel button. So how to make sure it is in proper location? Like now it is displaying in the middle, right?
Now,
so if I want to
see, when you are applying my properties, when you are using a predefined component, it has its own properties. You don't want the properties to be obeyed. You want some other properties like color, background color, location that to be specified. You go with CSS. Right. I hope you got my point.
yeah.
Any component that require user interaction defined within the example. Tell me some of the elements. Buttons, links, inputs. Okay, inputs. Anything that require user interaction should be in Apex form. I hope you are done. Everyone has followed this. So this is what we have done for the day. Page block, command button, page block buttons, form. Now the point is, how do you practice your own use cases? You don't require any other separate real-time use cases. Whatever the existing CRM application the Salesforce has given, re-implement those same scenarios. Now Salesforce has given you account as a predefined object. They give standard pages. You redesign those pages with your programming. It is sufficient. You get more than required knowledge. Now I told account tab, you are getting a page. How to build this page? Now Salesforce has already given existing real-time scenario only. No, the Salesforce has given Sales Cloud application, which was used by millions of people. Now you build the same application which is defined by the Salesforce with your programmatical logics. Are you getting my point? You don't require some other application to practice. Salesforce is giving some predefined application like Sales CRM, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud. You take one or two objects, build end to end. Now you are taking account, build end to end. How to build this page? When I click on this go, what I am getting here? When I click on edit, how should I navigate to this? Like that, end to end, you implement one object, it's sufficient. All the topics will be covered for you, and you also get the complete knowledge on this. Right? So don't make yourself excuse that you don't have scenarios to practice. How many objects are there in Salesforce? Those many scenarios you have. If you want to implement one object, it will take 40 to 50 days. Right? So that's a real-time application only. No, the Salesforce is selling the same application. You don't require another application to practice. Whatever the Salesforce is giving you as predefined application, you build it with your own code. Right? Chalo boss. See you all in the next session.